Yogis and yoginis, welcome to our final Niyama Siddhanta Sravana, as well as any pose to stretch the neck this week. So we're getting into Siddhanta Sravana, which means basically to listen to the ultimate truth. And there are two components to that. So to get into that, our pose is going to be any neck stretch your yoga instructor practicing wants to teach you. So one of my favorites, we're going to take our left arm out. I think you're mirroring me or I'm mirroring you. Or who's mirroring who? You're going to take your left arm out, wrap it behind your back, trying to get to the opposite hip point, but maybe you're a little tight. Maybe you look like this, and we should work on that. We're trying to get that elbow to sneak behind you, hand to the opposite hip, and then drop your ear to that right shoulder. Oh my God, feel a nice stretch. And we'll switch, other hand, dropping the ear. Noticing I'm not hiking the shoulders to the ears, I'm softening them away from the ears. What would you do if I just closed my eyes and like passed out and drooled? Anyway, so your teacher is going to share with you their favorite neck stretches. That is so that we can release the tension between our ears and our shoulders to allow our shoulders to drop down our backs so that we are more open and receptive to what we're hearing. So, coming back to our niyama, listening to the ultimate truth, there are two components to this. There's the listening or opening up to the ultimate truth, and the ways that we do that are first by listening to our inner teacher. Our inner self always knows that highest truth, that highest self, but then also listening to great teachers. Great teachers can be reading the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, MLK, letters from a Birmingham jail, Gandhi's writings, really any of these higher teachers that are all trying to get at the same thing. There's this universal consciousness that we all share, love, the golden rule, that kind of thing. The other side of this is to not listen to things that do not get you to the ultimate truth. So, for instance, the news can have some adverse effects on our practice and ourselves when all we're hearing about is murder and death and theft and all this negativity. You know, consider maybe not watching the news in the morning, just checking your phone for the weather or the traffic update. Maybe at the water cooler, do they still have those? Water cooler conversation, right? The gossip in the office. Ask yourself if that's really going to get you to understand your universal truth. Chances are it's not. So maybe skip that activity and go read for 10 minutes at your desk instead. So trying to open ourselves up to these sources that are going to help us hear the ultimate truth, and also letting ourselves close off or restrict anything that might derail our path to hearing the ultimate truth. So that's our focus this week. Let's open up and also close off to find ourselves that ultimate truth, y'all. Praise. Oh, and we're going to stretch our neck. We're stretching our neck, we're stretching our neck. Okay, living, loving, namaste.